Hello everyone and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, Rise of the Dark Fog. And if you remember from our last episode, we were able to build all of these small carrier rockets and ship them off over here to the Edis Pupus star system so that we can start building our first pieces of the Dyson Sphere. But before we start building our Dyson Sphere, there's a few problems that we kind of have to fix. Yes, past Addo strikes again. We have a few different problems over here in the Annika system, and we need to go get those remedied as quickly as possible. So we'll just head over here to Annika 3, drop down back onto the planet, and discuss the problems that past Addo left us. All right, back here on Annika 3, we have three major things that we're trying to get to today. One of those things would be to start on the Dyson Sphere. The other one, well, it's gonna be pretty much converting this entire planet to solar sails. Because as you would think, with these things being called the Dyson Sphere components, they actually have no need in the Dyson Sphere. As far as building the Dyson Sphere, it only needs the small carrier rockets to make the frames, and then, what do you know, solar sails. Lots of solar sails. Oh man. That is a complete bonehead move on my part. So that pretty much means that this entire planet of production was a complete waste. Yeah, a complete waste. Now, as I've never played this game before in my life, it makes sense that I would make a mistake like that, thinking that you would need the components and solar sails and all kinds of other things to make a Dyson Sphere. It seems like a somewhat complicated thing to make. But with that being said, I think it's going to be pretty easy to convert this particular planet over to solar sail parts. So in our typical fashion, I'll make a list to ensure that we don't make the same mistake twice. So what is our list of things that we need to do today? Well, that's going to be convert this planet to solar sails. The next thing will be probably moving or improving our antimatter fuel rods. We're just kind of waiting on our supply of those to the other planets. And the last thing will be, well, build the Dyson Sphere. That's kind of the plan today, and I'm certain that the Dyson Sphere will take the longest bit. Converting this planet, with our Giga Chads, that's gonna be no problem. So what do we need to make all said solar sails? Well, it's pretty easy, just photon combiners and some graphene. Now, we'll probably use the energetic graphene and sulfur because of the fact that we have our sulfur planet now. We'll just ship plenty of sulfur over here. That way we don't have to deal with the hydrogen because that's been a mess in the past and I don't want to deal with that again. As far as the photon combiners go, well, we need a lot of stone. So we may need to ship a lot of stone from planet to planet. Luckily, this system has enough, I think, that could support a giant photon combiner factory. The other thing is just a lot of circuit boards, and those are pretty easy as this planet particularly has plenty of all the natural resources, and it was one where we started our GigaChad smelting, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I think we'll go crazy this time, and we'll put down like 2 GigaChad smelters just to get all of the stone turned into glass. And as I said before, when it says we don't have enough, that's a lie. It's a total lie. We have plenty of everything that we need. As we'll need some extra circuit boards, we'll go ahead and try to throw down maybe 1 or 2 circuit board makers as well. I will do 2 just because. I think having 2 would definitely secure what we need. As well as we'll throw down at least 1, if not another 2, to make all of our prisms. I know that we're going to need lots and lots of prisms. And then finally, I think maybe 2 to 3 photon combiners would probably be a good amount to set down. So yeah, let me get all this built and get some more of whatever items it says that we claims we're out of. Again, nothing but lies. Sweet lies from the mouth of our Icarus. And now with the solar sails really kicked off, we can set up quite a few of these to, collect all of the solar sails that we're making. Yeah, that's a cool 10,000 in a hurry. And now we can ship all those said solar sails to the planet that we're probably going to be using to make all of our Dyson Sphere. And I believe that that's going to be Edis Pupus 1. And now with us requesting all these here, I'm going to stock up on as many of these as I could possibly get. I can only imagine the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, that it's going to take to build a Dyson Sphere around our star here. We've been shooting the majority of them here up into the rings that are around them, but that's just to get our antimatter production up and going. And I'm probably going to need a lot more of these EM rails to get that done. But in the meantime, I just want to move all these guys to storage, and that way I can kind of do each piece individually. I want to build the frame first and then shoot all the solar sails into said sphere. So let's hop over to the home planet and get a few things done. Back here on the home planet, I'd like to modify our antimatter production here and just make this a little bit better. I know that we're going to be shooting a lot more solar sails, so we should be producing a lot more of the photons. So I would like to try to just make a little bit better antimatter so that we could get a lot more of the white science going. And where would we like to put all this new antimatter production? Well, I'm kind of feeling as close to the science center here that we could possibly do. I'm kind of feeling it in this space right here. So I think if we just set a few of these up like so, I don't know, maybe that many of them. And then we could also have the same on the other side, kind of copying that. Now, we're also going to have to account for all the hydrogen, and I think if I put a bunch of power plants right here just to burn up some of that hydrogen, we could mirror that on the bottom if we so need to. We'll also need some manufacturers to produce said antimatter, and I don't think I'm going to store it up this time. I'm just going to allow it to be there, and then we'll probably replicate the 4 suns that we already have right here in this spot. I don't think we really need to go any crazier with the amount of power that we need on this particular planet. So I'm gonna leave a lot of space for belt shenanigans that's gonna happen here, because we're gonna have to take off some of the antimatter once it gets the production rolling and roll it up over here to our white science. That way we're making a lot more antimatter. And boom, in absolutely no time whatsoever, antimatter back in production. So basically, we just did a copy paste of all of these and brought them across here and make all the antimatter we could ever want. Just like before, we filter it out so that it comes down here and feeds into our planet first, and then the rest of it goes off to be shipped off to other planets. We brought over all of the things that we need, such as the critical photons, titanium alloy, and the annihilation constraint spheres. As of right now, it doesn't appear that we're making a whole lot of extra antimatter, but with the Dyson Sphere coming up and online, we'll probably be making a lot more, and we are shooting quite a few more solar sails around our planet, so we are almost up to 10 gigawatts of power. I think that that's a good little start, and these guys will last a pretty decent lifetime, so I'm not too worried about our 273,000 solar sails rounding our planet. I think that we should have decent enough time to at least get our frame and some of the solar sails in place before we really start running out of power. And so with that little bit of antimatter that is getting produced, we are making some white science. Not a whole lot, but we are getting a little bit stocked up for when we need it for interesting things to research. I'm sure I'll be doing a lot of research while the Dyson Sphere is being, constructed. So let's head back over to Edis Pupus 1 and we'll get things kind of kicked off as far as the Dyson Sphere construction goes. All right, so back here on EDA 1, we've got to figure out these vertical launching silos, which are absolutely freaking enormous. Holy cow. I did not expect these things to be so big. Okay, so I can see that we have like 3 inputs on this thing, and I'm kind of curious as, do we just take a belt directly into it? Negative. Okay, so we need to have a belt that leads into it, and then we have inserters. Okay, sounds good. So what about a repeatable pattern that we can do here? How close can we get to these without them interfering? Wow, we can get pretty close. So what if I just, let's see, maybe do something like a sorter here, and then we can have the belts go in like so, and then continue on like that. And then we just go and pepper these things everywhere we can. I think a good little copy paste is probably in order. Okay, so I've got a complete ring around the planet here. I had to move a few little bitty factories and make some modifications, but overall, we have an entire ring of these suckers powered right here. Now, again, I'm not going to be satisfied with just this small set of these that I have around the top of the planet. My intentions is to make a whole lot of these just kind of peppered all over the place. We can feed it with this same tower here, and it's already got all the supply in it, but I really want to kind of put more in all kinds of other places. But even more, I really want to get this thing kicked off. I want to see how these things actually work. So let's release the hounds and let's see how these rockets get it going. Oh, maybe I should make a Dyson Sphere first? Okay, let's open up the editor and see what we got going on here. So on the Dyson shell, we select this and let's go ahead and get rid of that. And what do we do here? Dyson shell, add a new layer. Oh, okay. It's kind of like what we did with the solar sails. How big do we want this thing? I don't know, like there maybe? And zero that axis and zero that axis as well. Okay, so now what? Create, and then we go through and what is this? Dyson Sphere nodes. What are you? A geodesic frame, and what are you? A gradical frame?
Graticule.
Boy, they choose the best words for this game. So, latitude too high. Please upgrade the stress system. Well, how do I do that? Oh, this is how you do that. Dyson Sphere node latitude limit 15 degrees plus. Okay. How many? Oh gosh. Okay. I probably should have done this a while ago, but it shouldn't be too bad. This takes pretty basic science, and we've got gajillions of those. It's not going to be too big of a problem, but 7,000 of them? Yikes. That's going to be a lot. And there we go. Now with all of those unlocked, we should be able to build a Dyson shell all the way to the top. Okay, so with that all done, then what do we do here? So after kind of looking at these, this is the nodes that I need for the Dyson Sphere. This looks like the pieces of frame that goes in between the two nodes, and this is a curvy frame just because we know we're going to have curves around the top. Okay, so nodes, got it. Let's see, these things can go anywhere, but how close together can they go? Can they go that close? No. This close? Absolutely. Fantastic. What about here in the center? Okay, I like it. So can I do that close? So it looks like I just gotta very slowly put all these in. Oh boy. Is there like a click and drag kind of thing? Like, nope. All right. Sounds good. Well, I know how the planets do it. So there's gonna be like longitude, like a quadrant. So if we go with a quadrant here, does that give us the every other that we need? Oh, but yeah, it does actually. So I think we could just do like that, and then we'll just go around each of these and put those in place. And then how about these frame pieces? So what does it do? Oh, it has a node. Oh wait, I'm still on the nodes. Never mind. Okay, so can I just do that? Oh, I could just, it places a node. Oh, that's going to be so much faster. Yes, sir, please and thank you. So if we just go like so, but can that go there? It can. But we need a curvy node here. And we need a curvy node here and there. Actually, this whole top just needs to be curvy nodes. Okay, so this sounds like, oops, can I remove that? Yes. Okay, so this seems like it's going to take me a few minutes to get all of this kind of put together and looking nice, because we need to be able to all of the nodes and all that stuff, and I'm obviously going to make lots of mistakes. So let me put this together real quick, and I'll be back with you when the Dyson Sphere's frame is all complete. Okay, yeah, that didn't take long at all. So now the frame pieces are complete, and we did as best as we could. I think that is a maximum amount that we can do. So the next thing would be is to do the Dyson shell, I believe, which is basically all of the solar sails going in. So that's just painting all these sections in and having it exactly the way we want it around here. And this is much easier because it's click and put it in there. Now you have these cool designs that you can put in to have different types of Dyson cells. I don't really know if there's any benefit to these, but I mean, other than just aesthetics, some of them look kind of cool. Some of them, I don't know, a little less cool, I guess. This one's all blocky. This one's got X's in it. Yay, X's. All right, but we'll probably just stick with the first one, the traditional looking Dyson shell. And again, this is going to take me a while to fill all this in, but it shouldn't take nearly as long as putting all the frames together. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll pop back in when I've got my shell completely done. And then we start launching rockets. Okay, all of the sails in place. Everything is painted according to how it's supposed to be. I don't know if painted is the right word to use there, but you know, designed. So there is our Dyson Sphere. That is what we're going to create, and we need to get started because we are starting to, you know, lose our gigawatts for, yeah, power situations. So maybe we should just kick that off and get it going. Now, I took away all of the small carrier rockets off of the belts because I didn't want it to just kind of kick off without me seeing it. And I can only imagine that there is something that we need to see, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be pretty awesome. So anyways, with that being said, I think it is time to kick off the Dyson Sphere building. And there we go. And there goes our first rockets. Oh my gosh, it's so glorious. Look at it. Off into space. I feel like SpaceX right now. Oh, what do we got? A milestone rocket launch. You've launched the first rocket on Antimatter 1, which marks another step towards building a Dyson Sphere. It'll reach the target's location, that number, along the design trajectory carrying your dream. The first Dyson Sphere node will gradually appear. All right, we have started our Dyson Sphere. And where is it going? Way out here? Okay, it's over there. Let's try to catch up and see it. There it goes. It's building. Oh man, this is wicked cool. Look at that thing. It almost looks like the dark fog kind of hive, but way better because we did it. We built it, not the Dyson Sphere. Oh, this is so cool. So right now it's only got 2 nodes. It'll probably build more, but I don't know where it would build it at. Man, look how big it is. This is so neat. So every time a rocket goes in, it just builds another piece on the end of it. Wow. Yeah, I'll try to get as close as I can. This is wicked neat. Man, that is so cool. That is so cool. All right, so we just need to launch about 1 billion rockets probably and build our shell. Oh, there's another piece going in over there. All right, so I'm gonna head back to Antimatter and try to put together as many of those vertical launching silos as I possibly can and get this thing going as quickly as possible. In any of the empty space on this planet, I'm gonna absolutely put some vertical launching silos. So probably some here, probably some over there, and just get this thing built as quickly but as efficiently as possible. I'll do that while you watch this Dyson Sphere shell get built. Well, that didn't quite take as long as I expected, but there it is. The beginning of our Dyson Sphere. Man, it is truly a mega structure, and I believe I had plenty of small carrier rockets to accomplish what we did. So now what I think I want to do is convert all of the vertical launch silos over to the railgun emitters. And we'll shoot as many solar sails as we can at this sucker to see if we can't complete it. All right, so we're going to use our previous solar sail things. They're all set to the 1 now. I deleted everything else that we have, and might have gone around and installed a few more railguns here and there. I have quite a few empty spaces that I covered with them, and I'm hoping that it'll just speed the process along. I still have quite a bit of empty space if I truly wanted to use it, but I have a few, I don't know, 100 of these and strategic blocks, I would say, trying to make sure that we're utilizing everything we possibly can. And I've been saving up all of our solar sails for as long as I possibly could, just to make sure that we had enough to supply all of these guys when they start demanding it. I truly have no idea what it's going to take or how many sails it's going to take to fill in that entire shell, but I collected quite a few while that was going on, so hopefully it'll be enough to fill this guy out and we won't have to wait too long for the solar sails to fill in. So I guess let's kick it off and let these things shoot away at our Dyson Sphere. All right, so it looks like we got as many of them shooting as we possibly can, and it definitely looks like we are trying to take out an enemy threat from a great distance. But let's go see what this looks like on the old Dyson Sphere here. I can't believe it. This is quite amazing. It looks like a starry sky inside this Dyson Sphere. And it looks like they're all going in to their appropriate nodes, and they're just kind of building out their sails from here. All right. Well, I have a feeling that this is going to take an enormous amount of time, so I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you when the Dyson Sphere is complete. Well, everyone, here it is. A completed Dyson Sphere. I guess took an enormous amount of time, and it was absolutely worth it. This thing is amazing. Now, honestly, I'm pretty certain that the game wants you to build this as you're playing the game, but I just wanted to build it all at once. I really did. And I am super happy that I did it. This thing is the most amazing structure I think I've ever built in a game. And honestly, it almost makes me speechless. And I know that's probably hard to believe. But it is so super massive, and it is so cool looking. Ah, man, this game is so amazing. I've enjoyed this playthrough, like, immensely. So let's see what we're getting from the Dyson Sphere. It is producing somewhere in the range of 49.3 gigawatts of power. Now, we do have quite a few sails still on the inside, and I've told it to stop making said sails so that we could see what the Dyson Sphere itself makes. But it is a gorgeous structure that we have created in this game. Oh man, the whole thing has somewhere around 242 nodes. It has 480 pieces of frame. It has 240 different shells, somewhere around 1,495,000 individual solar sails. Yeah, like I said, it kind of makes me a little speechless. But this is why I waited to the very end, to make sure that we could just enjoy this together and see this completed megastructure in the game. So I did it. I beat the game. Or did I? We have all the technologies except for one. Mission complete. And I've been saving up quite a bit of white science just for this occasion. So let's go ahead and activate this and see where it takes us.
Congratulations, builder of the great civilization. You've completed the Dyson Sphere Program. The energy you have contributed will accelerate the development of Homeland. Every step here bears your imprint. This cluster is activated, and a star in the Milky Way is lit. It will forever record your contributions to the upcoming Civilization Type 3. Now, take a rest, and get ready for the next journey.
Mission complete. Man, that feels good. Now, he did mention something about the Milky Way galaxy, and I'd almost forgot about that. If you zoom out past even your own galaxy and keep scrolling the wheel, you load into what is the Milky Way galaxy. And what is the Milky Way galaxy? Well, it's literally every player in the whole of Dyson Sphere. So you could click on a cluster and you could see the amount of engineers and how many petawatts this person is creating. And each one of these clusters is its own owner maybe, and what they're doing in it. But just think about how many different engineers there are that you could play around with if you really wanted to. Tons of people out there just building their own Dyson Sphere in their own cluster in their own time. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this playthrough, I want to tell you thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate the views and all of the subscribers and all of the comments that you guys have made. And I won't pollute the screen with the usual things. If you want to support, there are ways to support on Discord and on Patreon, and the links will be below. And if you've enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And as always, keep gaming for the love of games. Bye now.